continent of Africa. 1,000 of them were chosen, and that 1,000 are spread across the United States. We have 25 fellows here from 23 different countries. David's a dental surgeon, 4 days a week, and then 3 days a week he has a nonprofit that is similar to our WIN. So I'm gonna let him tell kind of what he does here.
Okay, good morning, everybody.
Good morning, Shagan.
Okay, thank you, and really thank you for having me here. And it's awesome to see people 7:30 a.m. leaving their work and coming to gather here to actually discuss service. I was thinking about the motto of Rotary: service first, and then self. Service before self, and it's pretty much encouraging to actually realize that there are people who would dedicate their life to service this much. I never ever thought there would be some people in the world that wake up 7:30 a.m. to gather. Really, I'm amazed. And Paul Harris must have done a very, very good job to live. I know Lane is a businessman. I know Robbie is a dentist. I know doctors and all leaving their work to actually want to do something for the community. And I'm sure when he was talking, you wonder what will make a dental surgeon also, despite all his responsibilities and everything he has to do as a very young man that has a girlfriend that wants to get married and spend all his weekend on a non-profit. It's basically just because of the same reason why you're sitting right here this morning. The world needs a lot of help, and there are a lot of things going on. Gordon Brand said something of recent. He said close to 1 billion of the children growing up in our world right now will grow up to become youths who will be unemployable. Close to 1 billion of them, about 850 million children growing up in the world right now will grow up to lack the proper education needed for them to be employable. Not even for them to start their own businesses, not for them to be leaders, but they won't even be employable at all. I grew up in a community where only 1 out of 20 people makes it to a tertiary institution every year. 1. I was privileged to be 1. I was much more privileged to have a scholarship because my parents had to work 16 hours per day just to be able to send us to school. Not to pay school fee, but to give us transport fare. So it was crazy. And most of the people in my country, Nigeria at the moment, we have 200 million people, and 70% of us are below 30. So we are a tickling time bomb, really a tickling time bomb, if we don't do anything. And the worst of it is that the UN said of recent that by 2055, Nigeria will be 400 million people. Now, 400 million people, I want to believe 70% will still be under 30. So it's a very big deal. So what do? I was just fortunate to have a mentor who mentored me. At 13, I was already exposed to a lot of social vices, drinking, and all sorts of things. I had no purpose. I had a broken sense of ownership of what I want to do with my life. But around 16 years old, I had a mentor who mentored me, and through that, I was able to get scholarship to college. And I was able to lead a lot of people during university. And that fortunate access to tertiary education changed my world. And immediately, I became a dentist. I made up my mind to put myself aside and serve. There are plenty teenagers in my community and all over the world. I was at WIN yesterday, and I realized that this problem is pretty much global. There are plenty children growing on in the world with these same challenges. So I decided to put my dentistry during the week and decide to solve this problem. And then 3 years ago, I founded an organization called Sozo. I pretty much have an idea of the Salvation Army in mind, but I did not want to steal the name, so I ran to Greek. So I stole the name called Sozo. It's a translation, it means salvation in Greek. So at Sozo, we have a vision to create the next set of African leaders. our prayer of serenity is that we may not be able to change the current narrative of corrupt African leaders. I may not be able to change the narrative of my poor parents and my mom that went blind of recent, but I can actually change the future. And I'm thanking God for the wisdom to know the difference, because this is something I believe I can change. And so far, we've had a 3 years journey of touching over 3,500 disadvantaged teenagers growing up in low-income communities, providing them with grassroots mentorship, educational support, scholarships, and all like that. And we are providing them ICT, basic ICT trainings and leadership development. Our goal is to supply Africa with 10,000 teenagers who will grow up to youth, who will not be too young to rule, who will be well equipped, and who will be exceptional and grow up with ethics. Thank you so much for having me here.